In any candidate, I mean, let me give you the key today. In any candidate, I look for three things: intelligence, integrity, energy. If these three things are there, he is my candidate.
And you can build the rest with time.
I can build the rest.
Assalamu alaikum Khalid Najdat. This is Muhammad Ali Siddiqui, and today we are here. The person we have with us is the Chief People's Officer of Kia Lucky Motors, Mr. Ashar Saeed. Assalamu alaikum, Ashar Saab.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much.
Ashar Saab, tell us a little about yourself, because obviously you have a huge experience working in this industry. थोड़ा सा अगर उसका मुख्तसर हिस्सा आप हमें बता सकें.
Okay, actually, difficult question because we'll have to encapsulate so much in so little time, but I'll try to do that. I started off after doing my MBA and BBA from IBA, and then the journey started. For the initial, I would say a good almost a decade, I was a banker for all intents and purposes, and I was working for a very known local bank in Pakistan, and that was MCB. And thereafter, my career drifted towards HR, the same capacity in which I'm sitting before you right now. And over this journey, I have worked for multinational corporations, I have worked for banks, and I'm working for in different industries as well. So I'm working right now, as you introduced me, for Kia Lucky Motors, and in the same capacity as Chief People Officer, looking after people function of this very exciting organization.
So it has been more than 13 years of you being concerned with this HR.
It's now a little over 18 years.
18 years.
18
you
years.
carry an 18-year experience of this in this particular field.
Correct.
So how is it going over here at Kia Lucky Motors?
Kia, it's a roller coaster. Every day is very exciting. We have a lot to look forward to in terms of business achievements, in terms of industry dynamics. So a lot is keeping us on our toes, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful, but very challenging at the same time.
And how many years you have been a part of this organization?
It's relatively little time which I've spent over here. It's just a year now that I've been with Kia. But before that, as you said, and as you know, that I've been in HR for a very long time now.
So sir, let's just dive into the topic. So the topic of today's conversation is that we have heard different people saying कि यार नौकरी मौजूद नहीं है, ठीक है ना. फिर उसके बाद जब हम बात करते हैं किसी भी इदारे से, तो कहते हैं नौकरियां बेतहाशा हैं, लोग नहीं हैं. सो आज हमने सही बंदा पकड़ लिया इन तमाम सवालों के जवाब देने का. सो आपने हमें ये बताना है कि क्या नौकरियां हैं कि नौकरियां नहीं हैं. नौकरियों को लेके जितने भी मिथ्स हैं, we're gonna talk to you about that, and you have to be honest with us.
I will be.
तो ज़रा हमें थोड़ा सा पहले ये बताएं कि इस वक्त मार्केट की कंडीशन क्या है. लाइक आर देयर जॉब्स नहीं है, कोरोना पोस्ट कोविड सिचुएशन क्या चल रही है, वैसे इकोनॉमी कैसी चल रही है?
I think interesting, very interesting. I'll have to articulate my thoughts so that I can sound convincing as well as logical to the people who are hearing to this.
Exactly.
So yes, tough times for the whole globe, not only for Pakistan. COVID times, economic activity taking a nosedive. Everyone started struggling. People were not sure of their jobs. Organizations were not sure that whether they are going to retain this number of people which they have currently. So it was definitely a very tough time. But I think inshallah, looking forward, these times will be soon behind us. When I look at the whole economic activity globally, I see that things are picking up. Things are picking up. Hearing about the vaccine, soon COVID will be inshallah behind us. So from that perspective, when I come back from the globe to Pakistan, I see a lot of positive signs coming up. The very, very good economic indicators, whether we talk about foreign exchange reserves, we talk about current account deficit getting better, we talk about money coming into Roshan digital accounts, we talk about the sales of Kia. Absolutely, that's a huge indicator for someone like me who's sitting here, that we cannot manage the demand.
Exactly.
And we recently started our B shift. We were just operating in one shift, so now we have two shifts, and manufacturing is happening just behind the wall. So that is definitely very heartening, very encouraging. At the same time, I see a lot about the upcoming demand which is happening in the textile industry. So good signs. We should not really jump to any conclusion right now, but the signs tell me that something good is inshallah is in waiting. And I'm quite hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful that things will get better in terms of economy.
So nowadays, sorry to break you over here, but nowadays, as Kia is hiring massively.
Yeah.
Like every day, you may be conducting a lot of interviews. So I just want to ask a few basic questions to you. Like these all questions are in the mind of people over there who will be listening to us. And the questions are: यार नौकरी तो जो है वो रेफरेंस से लगती है. यार नौकरी जो है वो किसी स्पेसिफिक इंस्टीट्यूट के बच्चों को मिलती है. यार नौकरियां जो हैं वो उनको मिलती हैं जो कि शहर के अंदर रहते हैं. नौकरियां डोमिसाइल के बेसिस पे मिलती हैं. और ये तमाम थॉट्स हैं. तो इस सब के ऊपर व्हाट्स योर से?
Look, I'm very clear on this, and I would like to shatter this myth that नौकरियां जो हैं वो रेफरेंस से मिलती हैं. नौकरियां जो हैं, I'll obviously substantiate it with what I have in my mind. नौकरियां जो हैं वो ख़ास शहर से में हो तो मिलती हैं या ख़ास डोमिसाइल से मिलती हैं. No, it's nothing like that, and there is a reason for that. I have now been in hiring role for let's say last 18 years. In these 18 years, I have seen and I have convinced people, and they got convinced as well, that look, the person who owns the business, at the end of the year, what he expects from us, he expects profitability. Maximum profit, increased shareholder value. So when that is the objective of the owner of the business, how come he can make this happen without having the right resource in place? Because कमा के जो आपको देगा वो अच्छा रिसोर्स देगा. वो बुरा रिसोर्स कमा के नहीं दे सकता. तो अगर वो सारे सिफारिशी भर लेगा, let's say, as people say, as we find people saying it, that 90% of the people are coming in through reference. It cannot be the reality, because अगर 90% लोग नालायक आ जाएंगे तो फिर वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कमाएगी नहीं. तो at the end of the year, the owner would say that what's going on. So yes, even if some kind of role that is played by reference, it's only to the extent. If you ask me to give a percentage, let's say 5% of the people get hired on reference, but that too, when the owner is hiring those people, they look after the interest of the organization. For example, बैंक में अगर ऐसी कोई हायरिंग हो रही है, वो 5% लोग जो रेफरेंस से आ रहे हैं, उसमें भी ओनर ये देखता है या सीनियर मैनेजमेंट ये देखती है कि अच्छा इसको ठीक है, इसको रख लेते हैं, ये डिपॉजिट लेकर आएगा. Even then they look into their business interest. So I totally negate that hirings, majority of it happens through references. No, they happen on merit, and merit for a reason, because every shareholder wants profit at the end of the year, and that cannot come through incompetent people.
Companies only take graduates from a specific institute. For instance, LUMS, maybe we can talk about GIK, we can talk about NED University, and the rest of them are treated equally. Is it so?
Yes and no, both. Yes, from the perspective that people have a natural soft corner towards the institute they graduated from. They should shun it, but unfortunately at times they're able to do it, at times they are not. But why I said no? Because it is not the case in every situation. So when I sit down and I am interviewing a potential resource for my organization, I naturally have a slight soft corner for the ones who are coming from IBA. But at the same time, I give equal weightage to a talent. So if a talent is coming from any other university of Pakistan, which is a recognized university, I am open for it. And I have seen some brilliant individuals from a university as far as Bahauddin Zakaria University, Multan.
You not even have heard of the name.
So brilliant individuals. But I think this should be curbed a little more, so that people don't get carried away while they are looking for a resource and they get drifted towards their own university from where they have studied. So this needs to be curbed, but it's not entirely the case.
Okay. So if you have talent, you can get to the right place.
Correct.
The second in your opinion. And so what about the Can you tell us something about the do's and don'ts of the interview? Like, you have been taking interviews for so long period, and you are now actually being into the people as well. So what are the major things that people do who got rejected
Actually,
at interview? Like,
there are so many things which are running through my mind. So I'll try to pick up on a few of them. But I think the first thing, I'll just go, based on top of my mind. So, first of all, people, when they come into an interview situation, and especially the younger ones, perhaps all of them, they don't prepare for the interview.
Okay.
So they haven't done their homework. So that is comment number one. So when you ask them that, okay, fine, you're coming to, and let's take example of my current organization, Kia, that you're coming to an automobile company for an interview. What do you know about automobile industry? What are your views on it? What's happening in your view in Pakistan and automobile industry? And good 90% of them would be blank, which means they have not prepared for it. They didn't even took the pain to go through a certain website and prepare themselves, so that next morning there might be a question on this particular industry, because that's the industry they are appearing in an interview for.
Exactly.
One. Two, they are not, their communication skills will be really wanting. They might be very good in what they have learned. Their subject knowledge might be very good, but at the same time, interview process's limitation is that you will be judged on what you will say.
Exactly. You
So-
get judged on whatever you say.
If your expression is not good enough, no one can read your heart.
Exactly.
Everyone will rely on what you are going to utter in next 30 minutes.
Exactly.
So people, individuals, potential candidates need to work on their communication skills. I strongly believe that all universities, all good universities in Pakistan, they equip their students with subject knowledge. So it's not that if someone has done his MBA and he would be knowing a bit about marketing, supply chain, finance, HR, management, etc. But it comes down to expression. If that is not there, people will say he doesn't know much, and that's why let's not select him. So communication skill is number two, where I really find people wanting. Third thing is their overall grooming and demeanor and body language, their confidence. They need to be equipped for that as well. Universities, what they are not doing is they are equipping them with subject knowledge, but they are not grooming them on interpersonal skills, communication skills, how to present themselves in an interview, their presentation skills. So these are the areas which they need to. Let's say in the last semester there should be one course amongst many where they should be taught this, that how you should present yourself to the corporate world.
Agreed. Okay, so the question is that if we have seen it over Pakistan that if a person is, if for say I'm applying for a job at Kia Lucky Motors and my CV is not selected for maybe perhaps any reason, so I'll be waiting for a reply from the company side. I'll be still in hope for next couple of months, but it would there would be no rejection email sent to my email address. While I have seen that in multiple organizations like MNCs, the practice is they send you the rejection email. So what's your thought over this all thing?
Look, my thoughts are very clear on this. So, but I'll give you a broader point of view as well behind this particular act of organizations. But I'll first give the specific answer, and that is that this should not be the case. This should not happen. It's very bad if the candidates do not get to know that what has happened, what has been their fate. But I would just qualify it in a certain way that we cannot, as organization, inform each and every applicant. It becomes humanly a bit impossible unless it is automated. But when it comes to the candidates who have turned up for interview, they are the ones whom we inform, every one of them, that they have not been selected. We do not give generally the reasons, because then that prolongs the process and an argument at times also starts, but we inform them. So that is one practice which should become the best practice. Unfortunately, it is not. Having said that, the broader point of view which I hold about this particular act is that we are not generally in habit of taking pains.
Exactly.
We are a bit casual about it regarding everything. So when we are writing an email, and if it's that email has to go through, we write and we send,
Exactly.
without giving it an other reading that there might have been some mistake which would have occurred. We just want to get rid of it.
Exactly.
So that is the psyche which drives us in this matter as well. कि छोड़ो अभी क्या हर जवाब देना, अभी हमारी पोजीशन फिल हो गई ना, आगे चलते हैं.
Exactly. So this system should be practiced.
This should be practiced and this should be improved.
सही. अच्छा कुछ और सवाल HR को related ही, like people are saying कि when we go for interview, like if someone makes it to the interview, so if a person is like, what do you feel are the lackness in the attitude? Like attitude में कितना जो है ना you feel के मसला है?
Attitude.
Overall लोगों का जो भी.
Those who turn up for interviews.
Yeah.
Attitude, I would kind of summarize this question that it's casual.
Yeah.
It's not serious or professional. And individuals turning up for interview will not show flexibility. They will show a lot of rigidity in terms of what? In terms of their objective, what they want to do in their career, in terms of compensation, in terms of what they want to do as an assignment, the location, the kind of individuals or the kind of employment rate we have right now. People need to show flexibility. And the best time for showing that flexibility is not later, it's sooner. So the younger ones, they need to understand that this is the time when we have to work our hearts out and then grow. Exactly. That is the time when I receive questions like, everything is fine, thank you so much for selecting us, etc. But ye bataiye, what will be the work location? Can it be closer to my home? So that is the overall attitude. Yeah. Casual, easy going, आराम से हो जाए, ज़्यादा extra mile ना जाना पड़े. So when I end up meeting such individuals, I tell them, look, if you're getting some opportunity which is very close to your home, which pays you the way you want, yeah, which is providing you the career growth opportunities which you're also looking for, so good luck. I mean, you're very lucky. Exactly. But that's not how it happens, because we can never check all the boxes ever in life. Okay. So you have to make certain compromises, keeping in view your ultimate objective, that this is where I want to reach. Let's say, for example, CEO. Exactly. So for getting to that particular point, I need to make certain compromises, and I need to focus on the bigger things which are getting checked. Okay, so that is.
So I'll be asking you answers of two most asked questions. Like I've heard it of many times that if a person is going to an interview, he will be asked of these two questions. Like, where do you see yourself after 5? What's the particular good answer for that question? And the most famous one, like, can you sell me this pen? Like, why are these questions in practice for so many years? And what's the particular answer for that question?
Okay, the first one. Where do you see yourself in next 5? Very cliched question, no doubt about it. But I think it's an important question. It can be rephrased just for a change, but the question needs to be asked. Yeah. And the reason for asking that question is that the candidate for a middle management position, for example, or for a senior management position, does he have some plan in his mind where he wants to end up? Is he clear on what he or she wants to do? What is the kind of path, or what is that which he or she is passionate about? Just to understand the mental process, just to understand the thinking, just to understand, is there any plan, or is there any dream, or is there any goal which he or she has in his mind? That's the only objective behind that. And the good answer to that question is that, look, here I am, planning to work hard, planning to learn. Right now at this stage, this is what I look at, which is perhaps a middle management position in next 5 to 6 years. Because yes, the careers have paced up. Yeah. The careers are no more that a person trying to achieve or becoming a CEO at 55, people now become CEO at 35.
Exactly.
So from that perspective, your 5-year plan should be telling the interviewer that I am targeting a middle management position in 5 years' time, and this is my plan to achieve it, which could be hard work, which could be honesty, which could be doing something extra, which could be looking for more work, getting more assignments, etc. So that's the kind of answer we generally look for. Not any पर्टिकुलर थिंग कि जी मैं इतना फासला कवर कर लूँगा, ए बॉल पार्क आंसर, नॉट ए स्पेसिफिक आंसर, बट कोई ना कोई प्लान होना चाहिए, बिकॉज अगर प्लान नहीं होगा, फुटबॉल ग्राउंड में अगर गोल पोस्ट नहीं होगा तो वो 22 खिलाड़ी करेंगे क्या उस गेंद के साथ? तो कुछ तो पता होना चाहिए कि मुझे यहाँ ले जाके गेंद डालनी है। हाँ, येस, पीपल जनरली इन रिस्पॉन्स टू दैट आस्क मी, यार क्या फ़ायदा? बात ये है कि प्लान्स तो चेंज हो जाते हैं, गोल भी चेंज हो जाता है। मैंने गोल ये बनाया था, मैं वहाँ पहुँच नहीं सका, दैट इज़ नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आप पहुँच नहीं सके। व्हाट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट इज़ गोल्स कैन स्विच, गोल्स कैन चेंज। इम्पॉर्टेंट इज़ कि आपने सोचा, विच मीन्स कि आप एम्बिशियस हैं, आप कहीं पहुँचना चाह रहे हैं। एक आदमी जो कहीं पहुँचना ही नहीं चाह रहा, तो फिर वो यू नो दैट फेमस एलिस इन वंडरलैंड वाली बात कि भाई कहाँ तुम कहाँ, उसने रास्ता पूछा, उसने कहा तुम्हें जाना पहुंचना कहाँ है? उसने कहा नहीं पता। तो उसने कहा फिर कोई भी रास्ता ले लो, कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। सो इट बिकम्स इम्पॉर्टेंट, टेल्स यू अबाउट द करियर ओरिएंटेशन, एम्बिशन, द पैशन अबाउट द पर्सन कि मैं फायर्ड अप हूँ, मुझे यहाँ पहुँचना है। नहीं पहुँच सके, कहीं और पहुँच जाएंगे। मुझे भी कहीं और पहुँचना था, पहुँच मैं कहीं गया हूँ, बट कहीं पहुँचना चाहता था। दैट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट, उस चाहत का पता करना होता है। Your second question was about, you know, sell this pen.
Have you ever asked your...
I have never asked that question. I might have asked it to a sales candidate, but not to anyone else, because I judge the person based on how he's selling himself in the interview. आप sales का ही तो काम कर रहे हैं वहाँ पर. You are trying to sell the best of yourself. So I don't think so that question should be asked, and I have never asked it.
अच्छा सर, एक और बात कि when a student is just about to graduate and he's applying at for the MTO programs in different companies, तमाम बच्चों की CVs एक जैसी हैं, so उनको आप किस तरीके से स्कैन करते हैं, उनको किस तरीके से शॉर्टलिस्ट करते हैं?
First of all, they appear for a test. Our test consists of two things. One is cognitive testing, the analytical skills, and the other is personality testing. Based on a certain score which they get in that test, that's the first filter. When they come out of it and we have a certain, certain minimum score which a management trainee candidate has to take, which is let's say 30 out of 50 in that test, then they are interviewed by a panel. And then that panel looks for what I just said, what I look for. In any candidate, I mean, let me give you the key today. In any candidate, I look for three things. Intelligence, integrity, energy. If these three things are there, he is my candidate.
And you can build the rest with time.
I can build the rest. As we say, and again, something which is very oft quoted, that hire for attitude, train for skills. I have seen it so many times that I am absolutely convinced on this. I have seen people coming in without the right attitude. They are absolutely fabulous in what they do. लेकिन जब करना ही नहीं चाहेंगे तो उनको जितना मर्जी अच्छा आता हो, तो you can't really do much with that person. हाँ, अगर किसी का attitude बड़ा learning है, तो फिर आप उसको skill सिखा दें, वो करेगा.
सही. अच्छा, what excites you to be the Chief People's Officer at Kia Lucky Motors? What excites you about your role?
What excites me every morning when I am coming to office is that I'll be meeting people. Both the ones who are working here, which are now 1200, and the ones I'll be meeting for filling the positions. So what gives me kick in the morning is that I'll be meeting people. Then the kind of achievements Kia is registering right now, and inshallah it will continue to, they also instill confidence, excitement, lot of positive emotions that come out of it, and that also gives me motivation. कि चलो, let's start another morning. और ज़बरदस्त है. It's a very exciting culture. It's a very fast-paced culture. So personally, as an individual, if you ask me, I wouldn't be able to fit in myself if the culture is not fast-paced, if it's slow. That would kill me. So I want a happening environment. कि कुछ ना कुछ हो रहा हो, कोई फायर फाइटिंग, मारा मारी, हायरिंग टारगेट है, लर्निंग एंड डेवलपमेंट में कुछ नहीं हो रहा, चलो लेट्स इनवाइट समवन who can address this particular area of my organization. So we have certain values.
People development पे पाकिस्तान की organizations काम करती हैं?
People development पे पाकिस्तान की organizations काम कम करती हैं. There is a lot of noise about it from last many years. There have been some professionals who have now been working in this particular area of learning and development and people development for last, let's say, 30 years. लेकिन organizations में शोर ज़्यादा होता है इस पर, काम निस्बतन कम होता है, जितना होना चाहिए उतना नहीं होता, because it always takes a back seat and a business matter will take a front seat. I still remember when I used to work for banks and when I used to go to the CEO कि मुझे इस soft skill के ऊपर टीम बिल्डिंग के ऊपर एक वर्कशॉप कराना है, तो आई ऑलवेज यूज टू हियर कि ओके फाइन, ऐसा करते हैं पहले एलसी खोलना सिखा देते हैं, पहले अकाउंट ओपनिंग पे कोई काम कर देते हैं, तो फिर जो है हम ये टीम बिल्डिंग सिखाएंगे. सो दे आई थिंक ऑल बिजनेस हेड्स they do not have the real appreciation of the attitude area, as I call it, or a will to win area rather than a skill to win area. थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है because results immediate नहीं आते इसमें.
Exactly.
You have to continue with certain interventions over a period of time to see a change in attitude of people. But generally चूँकि लोग impatient होते हैं, वो कहते हैं वो ये तो वर्कशॉप हो गया, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, तो ऐसे नहीं होगा. It will take time. तो वो culture अभी आ रहा है. There has been a significant improvement over the years, but we are still not there.
Okay, so at last but not the least, what's your piece of advice for the people who are listening to you out there?
Piece of advice, especially for the younger ones, I would say, is they need to be patient. It's not a cliched phrase I have come up with. बहुत ज़रूरी है because nothing happens overnight. That's not the way of Allah as well. Everything in nature, if you look at it, happens over time. हमारा छोटे से बड़ा होना, मौसम का बदलना, दिन का रात में तब्दील होना, everything happens over time. नेचर में जो कुछ भी सडन होता है वो डिजास्टर होता है, which could be tsunami, which could be earthquake, which could be floods. So people need to understand that, hold on, keep working, your job is to make an effort, but results will come with patience. 1. 2, eye for detail. People miss it so much that I cannot even stress more on that. Eye for detail counts so much in life. But out of that same, I'll connect it. Out of that same impatience, they don't have the eye for detail. कर लिया, आगे बढ़ाता. Third and final thing in terms of my very humble advice is that, working hard, giving it your best shot, going an extra mile, it yields results. It yields results. There's no doubt about it. So when God says, "Inna Allah ma sabirin," I take it as a great statement. Allah Ta'ala कह रहा है कि if you are being patient, I am with you, no one else. Me. कितना बड़ा सर्टिफिकेट है.
Exactly.
लेकिन हम उसे पढ़ते तो हैं, हमारे कानों में भी गया है, लेकिन हम उसे मानते नहीं हैं. हम कहते हैं हाँ अल्लाह मियाँ तुम साथ हो, लेकिन मैं ज़रा अंकल से बात कर लूँ. So it's not going to work that way. So we need to believe in it, and so patience, eye for detail, and hard work.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Ajay Saab, for your time. I hope you have added a lot in the knowledge of the people who are listening us out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Wonderful speaking with you.
It was amazing having you with us.
Great.